not a disaster, an upgrade. Take a moment to look around at the ruins of what you once thought was your stable life. Perhaps you feel like the walls are closing in and the ceiling is cracking above your head. You see a disaster and you see a failure, and you feel a deep sense of betrayal from the universe itself. But I am here to tell you that what you are witnessing is not a tragedy. It is a divine demolition. In the world of architecture, you cannot build a magnificent glass skyscraper on the wooden foundation of a rotting shack. If you want to live a life of greatness, and if you want to experience abundance that you have never known before, the old structure must be leveled to the ground. The universe is the ultimate architect, and it has seen that your current life is too small for the greatness you are destined to carry. The friends who walked away and the job that let you go and the money that seemed to vanish were all part of the old foundation. They were the wooden beams that could not support the weight of your future glory. When the demolition begins, it is loud and it is messy, and it is terrifyingly beautiful. Dust fills the air and you cannot see the path ahead of you. In this cloud of confusion, you might scream and ask why this is happening to you. You might think that you are being punished for your mistakes, or that you have been abandoned by grace, but the truth is that you are being upgraded. The pain you feel right now is the sound of the old version of you being dismantled piece by piece. You have outgrown your previous skin, and the universe is simply removing the parts that no longer fit. Imagine a seed buried in the dark, cold earth. From the perspective of the seed, its world is ending. It is being crushed by the weight of the soil, and its outer shell is cracking and breaking apart. It feels like a death sentence. But if the shell does not break, the tree cannot be born. If the seed does not die to its old identity, it can never reach for the sun. You are in that cracking stage right now. Your shell is breaking because your soul is ready to expand beyond the limits of your past. Stop trying to glue the broken pieces of your old life back together. Stop crying over the debris of a house that was never meant to be your final home. The universe is not taking things away from you to make you poor. It is clearing the stage so that the real performance can begin. Every person who left your side was a passenger who did not have a ticket for the next part of your journey. Their departure was a strategic move by the divine to ensure that you have enough space for the giants who are about to enter your life. The silence you feel right now is not abandonment. It is the quiet before the grand opening. It is the space between the breath in and the breath out. In this stillness, you are being recalibrated to a higher frequency. Most people spend their entire lives fighting the demolition. They hold onto the crumbling walls with bleeding hands, and they wonder why they are so exhausted. They are fighting against the very force that is trying to liberate them. But you are different because you are listening to this message. You are learning to surrender to the reconstruction. Surrender is not giving up. Surrender is the intelligent recognition that a higher power is at work in your favor. It is the realization that your ego has a limited view, but the universe has the blueprint of the galaxies. When you stop fighting the demolition, you become the co-creator of your new life. You start to look at the ruins, not with sorrow, but with anticipation. You ask what kind of palace is being built here. You start to breathe into the empty spaces, instead of trying to fill them with noise. This is the beginning of your spiritual alchemy. You are learning to turn the lead of your suffering into the gold of your wisdom. Every tear you have shed in the dark has been recorded by the stars. Every moment of despair has been a payment toward your future peace. The universe never wastes a single drop of your pain. It uses every broken piece to reinforce the new pillars of your character. You are becoming unshakable because you have seen the worst, and you have survived. You are becoming powerful because you have learned that your strength does not come from what you have, but from who you are. The day you stop worrying about the destruction is the day you start participating in the creation. Look at the empty lot of your life and see the potential. Feel the wind blowing through the open space and know that it is the breath of God. You are safe in the hands of the architect. You are supported by the laws of the cosmos. The old is gone and the new is coming, and it is better than you can possibly imagine. Stay in this awareness of your own becoming. Do not rush the process and do not fear the dust. The foundation is being poured right now and it is made of solid diamond. You are the master of this new house, and the door is about to open to a reality that will leave you breathless. This is your time to rise from the ashes. This is your time to be reborn in the light of the truth. The divine demolition is over and the grand reconstruction has begun. Now that you understand the divine demolition of your old life, we must explore the mystery of the void. In the modern world, we are taught to fear the empty space. We are told that a decrease in our bank account or a departure of a friend is a sign of poverty. We try to fill every silence with noise and every empty room with clutter because we are afraid of the vacuum. But the masters of wisdom and the architects of wealth understand a different law. They understand the law of the sacred vacuum. In the Buddhist tradition, we speak of a concept called Jingong Myo Yu. This means that only when a space is truly empty can a mysterious and wonderful existence appear. Think about the cup you use to drink your coffee in the morning. If the cup is filled with dirty, stagnant water, you cannot pour fresh tea into it. No matter how expensive or how delicious the tea is, it will only become contaminated by the filth already inside. To enjoy the new tea, you must first perform the act of pouring out the old water. You must witness the cup becoming empty, and for a moment the cup has nothing. But that moment of having nothing is the absolute requirement for having something better. Your life is that cup. For years, you have been filling your life with outdated beliefs and toxic relationships and small thinking. You have been carrying the energy of your ancestors, fears and your childhood traumas, and your past failures. These things have taken up all the space in your spiritual house. The universe has been trying to deliver a massive shipment of abundance to your front door for a very long time. It has a truck filled with gold, and a truck filled with wisdom, and a truck filled with the right people for your future. But when the universe looks into your house, it sees that there is no room to put the boxes. Every room is filled with the junk of your past. Every shelf is occupied by the ghosts of people who do not love you. So the universe performs an act of mercy. It begins to remove the junk for you. It takes away the job that was crushing your soul, and it takes away the partner who was dimming your light. It allows the money to flow out so that the stagnant energy of greed can be replaced by the flowing energy of prosperity. When you see your life becoming empty, do not scream in fear. Instead, you should take a deep breath and say thank you for the space. You are experiencing the magnetism of emptiness. A vacuum is a powerful force in physics that demands to be filled. When you create a vacuum in your consciousness, the entire universe rushes in to balance the equation. The bigger the hole in your life, the bigger the blessing that is coming to fill it. If you have lost $100, the universe is preparing to give you 1,000. If you have lost a casual friend, the universe is preparing to give you a soulmate. But this only works if you do not try to fill the hole yourself with more junk. Many people experience a loss and immediately run out to find a replacement. They jump into another bad relationship, or they take another soul-sucking job just to avoid the feeling of being empty. By doing this, they stop the miracle from happening. They fill the vacuum with more of the same, and the cycle of struggle continues. You must have the courage to stand in the center of the void. You must be willing to be alone for a season so that your energy can reset to a higher frequency. You must be willing to be still so that the dust can settle and you can see the new horizon. Think about the atmosphere of a room after a massive storm. The air is fresh and the ozone is high and the slate has been wiped clean. That is the current state of your soul. You are in the fresh air stage. The old debts of your karma have been paid and the old contracts of your destiny have been canceled. You are now a blank canvas, and the universe is picking up the brush. Buddhism teaches us that attachment is the primary source of suffering. Attachment is the act of trying to stop the flow of life. It is like trying to hold your breath to keep the oxygen inside your body. But if you hold your breath, you will eventually die. Life is a constant cycle of inhale and exhale and of receiving and releasing. When you worry about what you have lost, you are trying to hold an exhale. You are holding onto the carbon dioxide of your past. Release it completely. Let the breath go and trust that the next inhale is already waiting for you. You do not have to beg for the next breath because the air is everywhere. Abundance is just like the air. It is a natural part of the environment of the universe. The only reason you feel like you are suffocating is because you are clinging to the last breath. The day you stop worrying is the day you realize that the supply is infinite. The vacuum in your life is the most precious asset you possess right now. It is the evidence that a major upgrade is in progress. If you were meant to stay where you were, the universe would have left everything alone. The fact that your world is changing is proof that you are moving to a higher level of play. Consider the life of a caterpillar. When it enters the cocoon, it loses everything it ever knew. It loses its legs and its eyes and its way of eating. It becomes a liquid mush inside a dark, small space. From the perspective of the caterpillar, this is a complete disaster. It is the ultimate vacuum. But we know that this liquid state is the only way to rearrange the cells into a butterfly. The mush is the magic. Your current confusion and your current loss is that liquid state. You are being rearranged at a cellular and spiritual level. You're being forged into a version of yourself that can handle the power of the sun. So I want you to look at the empty spaces in your life with a new perspective. Look at your empty bank account and see a field ready for planting. Look at the people who left you and see the freedom to be who you truly are. Look at the silence and hear the voice of your own wisdom. You are a magnet for miracles the moment you stop resisting the emptiness. The universe is a generous giver, but it is also a wise investor. It will not pour its wine into a cracked bottle. It will not give its treasures to someone who will hide them in a closet of fear. The vacuum you are experiencing is the universe cleaning the bottle and clearing the closet. It is preparing you for a wealth that is not just financial, but spiritual and emotional. Stay in this state of high vibration trust. Do not let the small minds of the world tell you that you are failing. They can only see the demolition, but you can see the blueprint. They can only see the vacuum, but you can see the fulfillment. You are the master of the void. And in this emptiness, the entire cosmos is coming to meet you. The inhale is coming. The tea is being poured. The butterfly is about to emerge. And it will be more beautiful than any dream you have ever had. When your life is in the middle of a storm, your first instinct is often to scream and to complain, and to tell everyone how unfair the situation has become. You feel a desperate need to explain your pain to your friends and your family, and even to strangers on the internet. You think that by talking about your problems, you are releasing the pressure of your anxiety. But I'm here to tell you that this is one of the most dangerous mistakes you can make when you are waiting for a great return of luck. In the world of energy, every word you speak and every complaint you utter is a leak in your spiritual gas tank. Imagine you are trying to fill a bucket with water to save your dying garden, but the bucket is covered in hundreds of tiny holes. No matter how hard the universe pours its blessings into you, the water escapes before it can ever reach the roots of your dreams. This is exactly what happens when you spend your time reacting to the chaos of your external world. Every time you get angry at a person who betrayed you, and every time you cry about your empty wallet to a neighbor, you are giving away your power to the very things that are hurting you. You are telling the universe that the external world is the master of your internal peace. But the path of the unshakable soul is the path of silent condensation. Buddhism teaches us the power of samatha, which is the practice of calming the mind and stabilizing the energy. When you are in a crisis, the most powerful act of self-preservation is to go into a state of total silence. I am not talking about a silence of weakness, but a silence of incredible focus and strategic power. Think about the way a diamond is created deep within the earth. It is not formed in a place of open air and casual conversation. It is formed under immense pressure and intense heat, in a place of absolute darkness and complete isolation. The pressure does not destroy the carbon because the carbon remains contained within itself. It does not try to escape the heat, but instead it uses the heat to rearrange its own atoms into a structure that can cut through any other substance in the world. You are that carbon right now. The heat of your struggle and the pressure of your loneliness are the exact tools needed to forge you into a diamond. But if you keep opening your mouth to complain, you are releasing the pressure required for your transformation. You are allowing the sacred heat to escape, and you remain a soft coal easily crushed by the boots of the world. The moment you choose silence, you begin to plug the leaks of your power. You start to keep your energy within your own boundaries. When someone treats you poorly, do not fight back with words because your words are too expensive to be wasted on a small mind. When you receive a bad news about your finances, do not run to a friend to cry because your tears are the water that belongs to your future success. Instead, take that energy of anger and that energy of fear and turn it inward. Imagine a massive dam that is holding back a powerful river. The dam does not scream at the river to stop flowing. The dam simply stands in silence and absorbs the immense pressure of the water. By holding that pressure, the dam creates enough energy to light up an entire city. Your silence is that dam. When you hold your energy inside instead of letting it leak out, you are building a spiritual reservoir of such intensity that it will eventually manifest as a physical reality. In the spiritual communities of the West, we often talk about the law of attraction, but many people forget the law of protection. You must protect your frequency from the static noise of the world. Silence is the ultimate shield for your wealth and your luck. When you are quiet, you become a mystery to the universe and to the people who wish to see you fall. They cannot find a handle on you because you are not giving them any emotional strings to pull. By staying still, you are literally invisible to the lower frequencies of struggle and poverty. You are moving into a higher dimension of being, where only the most refined opportunities can reach you. Consider the silence of a predator before it strikes, or the silence of a grandmaster before they make the winning move. There is a profound intelligence in that stillness. You are currently in the most important incubation period of your entire life. The great return you are seeking is being knitted together in the secret places of your soul. If you expose it too early by talking about it, you might kill the seed before it can sprout. Keep your plans to yourself and keep your progress to yourself, and most importantly, keep your pain to yourself. Let the world think you are defeated and let them think you have disappeared. Let the shadows of the storm hide the work you are doing on your own character. When you finally emerge, you will not have to say a word, because your results will do all the talking for you. The people who doubted you will be blinded by the radiance of your success. The opportunities that ignored you will come crawling to your door. But this only happens if you have the discipline to be the guardian of your own silence. Buddhism tells us that the mind is like a wild horse that must be tamed. Worry is the horse running in circles in a dusty field. Silence is the rope that brings the horse back to the center. Every time you catch yourself about to complain, stop and take a breath. Ask yourself if this conversation is worth the energy it will take away from your future empire. 9 times out of 10, the answer is no. Learn to find comfort in the quiet and learn to enjoy the space between your thoughts. In that space is where the voice of the divine speaks. The universe cannot whisper its directions to you if you are constantly yelling at your problems. When you become silent, the static clears and the signal becomes sharp. You will suddenly know exactly which move to make and which person to avoid. You will see the paths of wealth and the paths of love opening up, like highways in the desert. Your silence is the invitation for the universe to speak its secrets into your heart. You are no longer a beggar asking for crumbs. You are a king listening to his advisors in the throne room of his mind. Stay in this state of condensed power. Do not be afraid of the loneliness that silence brings. Loneliness is just the feeling of your ego dying so that your spirit can finally breathe. The void of silence is the birth canal of your new reality. The more you plug the leaks, the faster the vessel fills up. And very soon the water will begin to overflow into every area of your life. You will be shocked at how fast things change when you stop talking about how they are going wrong. The alchemy of silence is the shortest path to the golden life you deserve. Keep your power within you and watch the world rearrange itself at your feet. Now that you have mastered the demolition and the vacuum and the power of silence, we must address the physical world around you. Your external environment is a direct reflection of your internal frequency. It is the map of your subconscious mind laid out in 3 dimensions. If you want the universe to recognize you as a person of high value and a magnet for wealth, you must create a space that reflects that reality. In the spiritual physics of prosperity, we understand that energy cannot flow through a cluttered pipe. The massive waves of luck and the golden opportunities you are waiting for are high-frequency vibrations. These vibrations require a clean and organized landing strip to arrive in your life. Look around your home and your workspace right now with the eyes of a master architect. Every object in your room is either feeding your future or dragging you back into your past. Buddhism teaches us that everything is interconnected and that there is no separation between the self and the environment. If your closet is filled with clothes you haven't worn in 3 years, you are telling the universe that you are living in a state of lack. You are signaling that you do not trust that new and better things will come, so you must cling to the old and the useless. This stagnant energy creates a blockage in your financial flow. The money you are seeking is looking for a place that is ready to receive it. It is looking for a vessel that is clean and a room that has been prepared with intention. When you are going through your hardest time and your energy is low, the most powerful thing you can do is to move your body and clean your space. This is not just house cleaning, it is a sacred ritual of alignment. Every time you throw away an object that makes you feel sad or heavy, you are breaking a psychic contract with your past self. You're clearing the cobwebs of poverty from your aura. In the West, we often speak of the law of correspondence, which says, as within, so without. If you want your bank account to be organized and overflowing, you must first organize the drawer where you keep your keys. You must scrub the corners of your kitchen and fold the laundry that has been sitting in the basket for a week. These small physical acts are commands to the subconscious mind. They say, I am a person of order, and I am a person of excellence. and I am ready for the grand arrival. Think about the way a five-star hotel is prepared for a royal guest. Every towel is perfectly folded and every surface is shining, and there's a profound sense of welcome in the air. You are the royal guest of your own life, and the universe is the hotel staff waiting for your signal. If you live in chaos, the universe assumes you are content with chaos. But when you clear the space, you create a magnetic pull that is impossible for abundance to ignore. The vacuum we discussed in the previous scene must be manifested in your physical reality. Go through your phone and delete the contacts of people who only bring you drama and negativity. These digital ghosts are taking up the bandwidth of your destiny. Clear your inbox of old messages that remind you of your failures and your heartbreaks. Every bit of data you delete is a bit of freedom you regain. When you clear the physical and digital clutter, you will feel a sudden lightness in your chest. This is the feeling of your frequency rising. You are moving from the dense energy of struggle to the light energy of creation. The objects you keep should be things that inspire you and things that reflect the person you are becoming. If you are currently broke, do not live like a broke person. I do not mean that you should spend money you don't have, but you should treat what you do have with the respect of a millionaire. Polish your old shoes until they shine and wash your windows until the sun can pour in without obstruction. Act as if you are expecting the most important visitor of your life this very afternoon. This state of expectancy is the bridge between your current situation and your future empire. Many people wait for the luck to change before they change their habits. They say, I will be organized when I am rich, or I will be happy when I am successful. But the law of the universe works in the opposite direction. You must become the vibration of the result before the result can find you. By organizing your life in the middle of a storm, you are proving your faith. You are telling the cosmic forces that you are not a victim of your circumstances, but a master of your domain. This is why the most successful people in the world often have strict routines and minimalist environments. They understand that their mental clarity depends on the clarity of their physical space. When you remove the noise of the clutter, you can finally hear the whispers of opportunity. You will notice things that you missed before, like a new idea for a business or a connection you forgot to follow up on. The wealth you are seeking is already in the room with you, but it is hidden under the pile of your old excuses. As you clean and as you organize, you are literally uncovering your fortune. Treat this process with the solemnity of a prayer. With every item you discard, say to yourself, I am making room for my greatness. With every surface you clean, say, I am preparing the altar of my success. The physical movement of your body during this process also helps to break the paralysis of depression. It generates a kinetic energy that clears the stagnant pools of your mind. By the time you are finished with your space, you will find that your thoughts have also become sharper and more focused. You are now in a state of high readiness. The universe loves speed and it loves clarity. When the opportunity arrives, it will look for the person who is ready to move instantly. Because your space is clear and your mind is organized, you will be that person. You will not be distracted by the clutter of your past, and you will not be weighed down by the junk of your history. You will step into your new reality with the grace of a leopard and the power of a king. The transition from the hardest time to the best time happens in the moment of total alignment. You are now aligned in your mind and your spirit and your home. The frequency of abundance is now your natural state. Watch as the external world begins to morph and change to match the beauty you have created inside your walls. The grand reconstruction is no longer a plan, it is a visible fact. The doors are swinging open and the light is pouring in. You have prepared the way, and now the guest of honor has arrived. Welcome to your new life. As the sun sets on the hardest day of your life and the world outside grows quiet, you must perform the final and most sacred act of your reconstruction. The bridge between the struggle of today and the miracle of tomorrow is built in the last 5 minutes before you fall asleep. Most people enter their sleep while rehashing their worries and replaying their failures like a broken record. They fall into the dream world with their teeth clenched and their hearts heavy with the fear of tomorrow. By doing this, they are literally giving a command to their subconscious mind to find more reasons to suffer when they wake up. They are telling the universe that they want another day of the same old struggle. But you are an architect of a new empire, and you will no longer give your nights to the ghosts of your past. The Buddhist masters taught us that the state of your mind at the moment of transition is the most powerful state of all. When you're on the edge of sleep, your conscious mind relaxes its grip. and the gateway to the infinite source opens wide. This is the time to deliver your final orders to the cosmos. Lie down now and let the weight of your body sink into the bed as if you are being held by the earth itself. Release the tension in your toes and your ankles and your legs. Feel the wave of relaxation move up through your hips and your belly and your chest. Let your shoulders melt away from your ears and let your hands rest open toward the sky. You are now in the state of total non-resistance. You are the empty cup we discussed, and you are the silent mountain, and you are the clean vessel. In this moment, I want you to look back at the pain of your day and say to yourself, it is finished. The struggle was just the sound of the old structure falling down, and the reconstruction is now complete. You are no longer the person who is broke, or the person who is betrayed, or the person who is afraid. Those identities were just costumes you wore for a scene that has now ended. The curtain has fallen on your history, and you are now standing in the pure light of your potential. Tonight, your subconscious mind is not a storage for your worries, but a laboratory for your dreams. Imagine a golden light beginning to glow in the center of your chest. This light is the frequency of the great return, the abundance that is already yours in the spiritual realm. As you breathe, see this light expanding with every inhale until it fills your entire room, and then your entire city, and then the entire planet. You are now synchronized with the high vibration of the universe. The money you need is now moving toward you because you have stopped pushing it away with your anxiety. The people who will help you are now awakening to the thought of you because your frequency is calling them like a beacon in the night. You're no longer asking for a change. You are commanding it through the power of your peace. Repeat these words in the silent hallways of your mind with total authority. I release the struggle and I embrace the flow. I am grateful for the vacuum because I know what is coming to fill it. I have plugged the leaks of my power and I am now a condensed sun of manifestation. The doors are open and the way is clear, and the wealth of the universe is mine by divine right. I am safe and I am loved and I am the master of my destiny. Feel these words as if they are already your physical reality. Do not wait for the evidence to believe it because your belief is what creates the evidence. The universe is not a judge sitting on a throne. It is a servant waiting for your instructions. By choosing peace in the middle of a storm, you have proved that you are ready for the crown. As you drift into the deep and restorative sleep, know that the cosmic forces are working overtime for you. They are rearranging the atoms of your world, and they are calling the people you need to meet, and they are designing the breakthroughs you deserve. Tomorrow morning, you will not wake up in the same life you left behind. You will wake up on a new timeline where the obstacles have become doorways and the shadows have become light. The hardest time of your life was the birth canal of your greatest glory. You have survived the demolition and you have mastered the vacuum and you have found the alchemy of silence. You have aligned your space and now you have rewired your soul. The reconstruction is complete and the grand opening of your new life is just a few hours away. Trust the process and trust the architect. And most importantly, trust yourself. You are never alone because the entire cosmos is breathing with you. Sleep now in the absolute certainty of your success. The morning sun will rise on a king who has claimed his kingdom. The night is quiet and your heart is still and all is well. The miracle has already begun. Good night, architect of the light. Your empire is waiting for you.